ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So next we can discuss about previously RL circuit, now RC circuit. So it is RC circuit. RC circuit. So this is resistance R and this is capacitance C and alternating EMF is connected. Alternating, this is resistance R and this is capacitance R and it is C and this is VR, potential across the resistance, potential across the capacitance, and E is equals to E naught sin omega t. E is equals to E naught sin omega t. So okay. This is the RC circuit. So what happens in case of RC circuit? That means resistance and capacitance are connected in series combination, series RC circuit. An alternating EMF E naught sin omega t, an alternating EMF E naught sin omega t is supplied to the system. Alternating potential E naught sin omega t is supplied to the system. Then what happens here? What happens here? Here, so first what we have to do? We must draw the phasor diagram. Without the phasor diagram, we can't do anything. Without the using of the phasor diagram, we can't do anything here. What is the phasor diagram here? So draw the phasor diagram. So I am considering current must be along x-axis. Positive x-axis. Now what are the elements, circuit elements here connected in the circuit? Resistor and capacitor. Resistor and capacitor are connected. If only resistor is connected, what happens? If the only resistor is connected in the circuit, the phase difference between current and EMF must be 0. Only resistor is connected, the phase difference between the EMF and current must be equal to 0. So that means here it is VR, no doubt about that. Next, if only only capacitor is connected in the circuit, only capacitor is connected in the circuit, what happens? The phase difference between the EMF and current must be 90 degrees. Phase difference between EMF and current must be 90 degrees. Which one leads here? Current leads. In case of capacitive circuit, current leads EMF by an angle pi by 2. Current leads EMF by an angle pi by 2. So that is, this is the VC, potential across the capacitor. Because current leads, then current leads than EMF. That's why this must be represented like this. What is the net EMF? So this is the net EMF. It makes an angle phi here. What is the angle between VC and VR? 90 degrees. So net EMF, E net can be written as square root of VR square plus VC square. Why we are representing VC downwards? In the previous situation, why we considered VL upwards? Because in case of inductor circuit, EMF leads current by an angle pi by 2. So that's why VL represented upwards. But in case of capacitive circuit, pure capacitive circuit, what happens? Current leads by an angle pi by 2. So that's why it is pi by 2. So that is E is equals to square root of VR square plus VC square. Then E can be written as VR is IR whole square. VR is nothing but IR whole square. VC is nothing but IXC whole square. What is XC? Capacitive reactance. XC is nothing but the capacitive reactance. Then E is equals to I into under root R square plus XC square. E is equals to I into under root R square plus XC square. So, from this we can write I is equals to E by under root R square plus XC square. I is equals to under root R E by under root R square plus XC square. Here the opposition offered for the flow of current is Z is equals to under root R square plus XC square. What is Z here? Impedance. Generally I can be written as here E by Z, where Z is impedance. The reciprocal of impedance is called admittance. Reciprocal of impedance is called admittance. Therefore, I is equals to E by Z, where Z is called the impedance of the circuit. So, Z is equals to square root of R square plus XC square. So, from this Z is equals to under root R square plus XC can be written as what is 1 by C omega whole square. Capacitive reactance is equals to 1 by C omega whole square. This is the impedance of the circuit. Opposition offered. So, first this is the RC series circuit. We must draw the phasor diagram. Without phasor diagram, can't do anything. So, this is the phasor diagram. Net EMF we calculated. So, that is the what is the current passes through the circuit, what is the total current passes through the circuit. So, current remains same because these two are in series, that is why same amount of current passes. So, what is the impedance of the circuit? Z is equals to square root of R square plus XC square. So, Z is equals to this much. Now, what we have to calculate still in this? So, first based on this phasor diagram, so this is the phasor diagram I and this is, so this is VR and this is VC and this is the net potential E is equals to under root VR square plus VC square. And this is the phase angle phi. What is the phase difference here? First thing we have to calculate is phase difference between EMF and current. So, tan phi can be written as tan phi formula opposite side by adjacent side. What is opposite side here? VC by adjacent side is VR. So, tan phi is equals to IXC divided by IR. So, tan phi is equals to XC divided by R. So, from this what we wrote? Tan phi is equals to XC by R. R phi can be written as tan inverse XC by R. From this phi can be written as tan inverse XC can be written as 1 by C omega R. Phi is equals to tan inverse 1 by C omega R. 1 by C omega R. So, next, that is the phase difference. So, the phase difference between, from this we can write the phase difference between EMF and current is phi is equals to tan inverse 1 by C omega R. So, which one leads here? This is the current and this is the net EMF. This is the net EMF. So which one leads here? Definitely current leads. Here current leads EMF by an angle phi is equals to tan inverse 1 by c omega r. Current leads by an angle phi, then EMF. Current leads by an angle phi, then EMF. So that is the phase angle. So in case of LR circuit, EMF leads by an angle phi, but in case of CR circuit, current leads by an angle phi. So that means so this is the phase angle, phase difference between EMF and current. This is the net EMF here and this is the current direction. What is the angle between these two is phi. This is the net EMF and this is the current. The angle between these two is phi. So net EMF, this is the condition. Current leads by an angle phi, that is equals to tan inverse 1 by c omega r. Next, what is the power factor here? What is the power factor? In this situation, how can you calculate power factor? So power factor in means cos phi. So from this diagram, cos phi can be written as adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is VR divided by E. So from this cos phi is equals to VR can be written as IR divided by E is equals to under root VR square plus VC square. So that is equals to IR divided by square root of IR whole square plus IXC whole square. IR divided by I into square root of R square plus XC square. I gets cancelled. Therefore, cos phi is equals to R by square root of R square plus XC square. This is the power factor. This is the power factor in this situation. That means power consumed. Then what is the power consumed in this situation? Power consumed. So P is equals to E RMS I RMS into cos phi. So E RMS into I RMS into cos phi can be written as R divided by square root of R square plus XC square, where XC is 1 by C omega, where XC is 1 by C omega. So this is the situation. This is the power factor in this situation. So what is the power consumed in RC circuit? What is the power factor in RC circuit? These are the points you have to remember this. So first, for anything we must draw the phasor diagram. Based on that phasor diagram we can calculate anything. So what are the major points here? So phasor diagram. What are the circuit elements? Resistance and capacitance. What are the circuit elements? Resistor and capacitor. So in case of resistor, there is no potential difference. That's why potential and current must be in the same direction. But in case of capacitor and only capacitor, the phase difference between current and EMF is 90. That's why this is current and this is potential. Current leads by an angle 90. Current leads by an angle 90. That's why we draw like that. This is the phasor diagram. Then net potential, angle between these two. Why we have to calculate the net potential? In series combination, net potential is equals to sum of individual potentials. We know that in case of series combination, net potential is equals to sum of individual potentials. But these are the phasors, not the scalar quantities. In that situation, potential is a scalar quantity, but it is the alternating potential. This is are the phasor quantities. So that's why this cos phi is equals to R by power factor and power consumed in this situation of RC circuit. Next, this is RC circuit. Next, LC circuit, series LC circuit. let us say inductor and capacitor are connected like this. Alternating potential is supplied to this inductor and capacitor. This is inductor and this is capacitor. Alternating potential is supplied to the inductor and capacitor. Then what happens here? So let us say the potential across this is VL and the potential across is VC. It is E is equals to E naught sin omega t. E is equals to E naught sin omega t. So this is the series LC circuit. Inductor and capacitor are connected in series. Inductor and capacitor are connected in series. Then what happens? To analyze this circuit, what we have to draw first? Simply phasor diagram. We must draw the phasor diagram. See the phasor diagram here. This is the current. And what are the circuit elements here? Inductor and capacitor. What are the circuit elements? Inductor and capacitor. In case of pure inductor, which one leads current? EMF leads by an angle. So let us say it is VL for pure inductor. Potential or EMF leads by an angle 90. EMF leads by an angle 90. But in case of pure capacitor, so let us say it is VC. In case of pure capacitor, it is VC. Now, what happens here? What is the net potential? So this is VL and this is VC. What we can do here? VL can be written as IXL and VC can be written as IXC. This is the current. We are drawing the phasor diagram. Phasor diagram is the diagram must be represents phase difference between the current, alternating current and EMF. That is phasor diagrams. Here along x-axis I am considering the current. So in case of pure inductive circuit, EMF leads by an angle 90 degrees. EMF leads the current by an angle 90 degrees. So that's why potential must be represented along positive y-axis, because EMF is more angle, makes more angle 90 degrees. Now in case of pure capacitive circuit, the phase angle, current leads by an angle 90 degrees. Current leads by an angle 90 degrees. That's why we can represent like this. Now what we can do now? VL equals to IXL, VC equals to. So what is the net potential we have to calculate? How can we calculate the net potential? How can we calculate the net potential here? Both are in opposite direction. Both are in opposite direction. So net potential has to be equal to VL difference VC, or VC difference, that means VL minus VC or VC minus VL. Potential across capacitor minus potential across inductor, or potential across inductor minus potential across capacitor. So that means I can be written as so from this we can write E net can be written as IXL minus IXC. So E net is equals to I into XL minus XC. Therefore I is equals to E by XL minus XC. Or based on this we can write, or I is equals to E by XC minus XL. I is equals to E by XC minus XL. Two conditions possible. So opposition offered, what is the opposition offered for the flow of opposition offered for the flow of current is that is called impedance, that is XL minus XC or XC minus XL. Any one thing will happen, either this one is more or this one is more, we do not know exactly that. The two conditions are possible. So, that is why Z is equals to XL minus XC or XC minus XL. So, that is why this can also be written as L omega minus 1 by C omega, L omega minus 1 by C omega. This is the impedance of the circuit. This is the impedance of the circuit. Opposition offered for the flow of electric current. Now, and this is the current in case of LC circuit. What is the current passes? EMF divided by XL minus, what is EMF? E is equals to E naught sin omega t. What is E naught? Peak value, thing like this. Next, based on this phasor diagram, we have two conditions. Here. So, this is the phasor diagram, this is I and this is VL and this is VC in this situation. Here the first case, if VL is greater than VC, that is IXL is greater than IXC, that is XL greater than XC. So, that means inductive reactance is greater than capacitive reactance. If the inductive reactance is greater than the capacitive reactance, then what is the phasor diagram becomes here? If this will happens, the net condition is this is I and this is VL minus VC. So, that is equals to I into XL minus, so this is VL minus VC here. If VL is greater than VC, potential across the inductor is greater than the potential across the capacitor, then the net potential is in this direction. So, that is why the phasor diagram becomes like this. The phasor diagram becomes like this. This is VL minus VC and this is I. So, now here the phase difference between, in this situation, the phase difference between EMF and current is 90 degrees or pi by 2. So, that means EMF leads currents by an angle pi by 2, because this is the potential, the net potential is represented along positive y axis. So, that is why the net EMF, the EMF leads current by an angle pi by 2. So, this circuit acts as, the circuit acts as inductor dominant circuit. Inductor dominant circuit or pure inductor circuit also we can consider as inductor dominant circuit or pure inductor circuit. This also can be represented as. So, because potential across the inductor is greater than the potential across the capacitor. Potential across inductor is greater than potential across capacitor. That is why it acts as inductor dominant circuit. In case of pure inductor circuit, what happens? The phase difference between EMF and current is 90 degrees. EMF leads by an angle 90 degrees. Then what is the power consumed? So, power factor, let us say here, power factor is cos phi. So, that is equals to cos phi is pi by 2, cos 90 is 0. The power factor in this situation is 0 because phase difference is 90 degrees. Therefore, power consumed is equals to 0. Power consumed equals to also 0. So, this is the first case. What is the first case here? Potential across the inductor is greater than the potential across the capacitor. Then the circuit acts as inductor dominant circuit or pure inductor circuit also we can say that. inductor dominant or pure inductor circuit. In case of pure inductor circuit, EMF leads current by an angle pi by 2. EMF leads current by an angle pi by 2. So therefore the power consumed must be equal to 0. Power consumed must be equal to 0. So that is the situation, first case. Next case here, second case in the same situation. Second case is if VC is greater than VL, that means IXC is greater than IXL or XC is greater than XL. So capacitive reactance is greater than inductive reactance. If the capacitive reactance is greater than the inductive reactance, then the circuit acts as here VC minus VL and it is I. VC minus VL. So that means current can be written as so E net is equals to what we can write VC minus VL. E is equals to IXC minus IXL. Therefore, I is equals to E by XC minus XL. I is equals to E by XC minus XL. So this is the current through the circuit, current passing through the circuit. So next, the circuit acts as the phase difference between the phase difference between EMF and current is pi by 2 again, but here current leads by an angle pi by 2. Current leads EMF by an angle pi by 2. Current leads by an angle pi by 2 than EMF. So that is, this is the angle pi by 2. Next. So this circuit acts as, now this circuit acts as capacitor dominant circuit. Capacitor dominant circuit. This circuit acts as the capacitor dominant circuit because potential across the capacitor is greater than the potential across the inductor. Potential across the capacitor is greater than the potential across the inductor. So that's why this circuit acts as the capacitor dominant circuit or pure capacitive circuit. So in case of pure capacitive circuit, current leads by an angle pi by 2. That means the phase difference between EMF and current is 90 degrees. Next, here also power factor. Power factor is equals to cos phi. So that is equals to cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is 0. So therefore power consumed equals to how much? Power consumed in this case is equals to 0. Power consumed equals to 0. So this is the situation. Next. So this is the second case, if VC is greater than VL. Next, the third case, let us say here, if VC is equals to VL, next net potential is equals to 0. The current passing through the system is equals to 0, infinity. Current is equals to I is equals to E by. That means IXC is equals to IXL. That means XC is equals to XL. If the inductive reactance is equals to capacitive reactance, inductive reactance is equals to capacitive reactance. Now the circuit acts as, in this situation, the circuit acts as resonant circuit, and this phenomena is called resonance phenomena. That means if the potential acts resonant circuit. What is that resonant circuit? Later we can discuss about it. Here that means XC is equals to XL, 1 by C omega equals to L omega. So from this omega square is equals to 1 by LC, omega equals to 1 by root of LC. So this is the resonance condition. What is the resonance condition is omega equals to 1 by root LC. This is the resonance condition. So three conditions in this. Later we can discuss about this clearly. Now you have to remember that. So three conditions in case of LC circuit. If potential across inductor is greater than potential across capacitor, or if the potential across capacitor is greater than potential across inductor, and if both are equal, what happens? These three. What is the power consumed? What is the power factor? What is the current? What is the impedance? So in this situation, what is the impedance? XC minus XL. Here impedance is equals to XC minus XL. So that is the situation. Now so let's draw one tabular form, let us say on pure resistor, next pure capacitor, pure inductor, next RL, RC, LC. Three conditions. What are the quantities changes here? So that's we have to first pure resistor. What are the quantities? What are the quantities we have to calculate here? So let us say first one impedance, next phase difference between EMF and current, next power factor. So let us say like this. So in case of pure resistance, impedance is R, the phase difference between EMF and current is 0, the power factor is 1, cos 0 is 1. So that means maximum amount of power is consumed. So in case of pure capacitor, impedance is nothing but XC, that is capacitive reactance 1 by C omega, capacitive reactance 1 by C omega. Phase difference is pi by 2, power factor is 0, cos 90 0. Next in case of pure inductor, inductive reactance, that is L omega, inductive reactance L omega, phase difference is pi by 2, power factor is 0. RL circuit, impedance Z is equals to square root of R square plus XL square. Phase difference phi is equals to tan inverse XL by R. Phase difference phi is equals to tan inverse XL by R. Power factor cos phi is equals to what we can write? What we derived that? Cos phi x inside by hypotenuse. That means R divided by square root of R square plus XL square. R divided by square root of R square plus XL square. Next in case of RC circuit, impedance is equals to square root of R square plus XC square. Z is equals to square root of R square plus XC square. Phase difference phi is equals to tan inverse XC by R. Tan inverse XC by R. So from this power factor cos phi can be written as R by square root of R square plus XC square. R by square root of R square plus XC square. Impedance XC minus XL or XL minus XC. Phase difference always pi by 2 and power factor is 0. So, these are the points you have to remember in this situation. And let us say one more category in this. Net EMF. So, here it is IR only and it is IXC, this is IXL, but here in case of RL, I into square root of R square plus XC, XL square, and here I into square root of R square plus XC square. So, I into XL difference XC, that means XL minus XC or XC minus XL. So, this tabular form. So, what are the different conditions? In case of pure resistor, in case of pure capacitor, pure inductor, RL circuit, RC circuit, LC circuit. In these situations, what are the quantities changes, how these values changes, how the impedance changes here, how the phase difference changes, how the power factor, how the net EMF changes. So, these quantities you have to remember. If these values must be in your fingertips, alternating current chapter is nothing, very simple. So, everything must be depends on phasor diagrams, remember that, that's very very important, phasor diagrams. So, next let's do two problems. See the page number 300, see the 15th question. A coil of self-inductance 1 by pi Henry, self-inductance L is equals to 1 by pi Henry, connected in series with a 300 ohms resistance, and resistance is given as 300 ohms. A voltage of 200 and frequency voltage, that is ERMS, is given 200 volts, and frequency F is given as 200 hertz. Applied to this combination, the phase difference between the voltage and the current is LR circuit. In case of LR circuit, what is the phase difference? Tan phi can be written as, what is that? XL by R. So, phi is equals to tan inverse XL by R. So, tan inverse XL, L omega by R. So, tan inverse L is 1 by pi, omega can be written as 2 pi f divided by R, pi gets cancelled. So, tan inverse 2 into f is 200 divided by R is resistance 300. So, tan inverse 4 by 3 or 53 degrees it is. Tan inverse 4 by 3 direct. No need of that EMF value here. Next 16th question, see here. A condenser of 10 microfarads and inductor 1 Henry are connected in series. Capacitor is 10 microfarads. So, 10 into 10 power minus 6 and inductor is 1 Henry. Connected to the source of 50 Hz, source of 50 Hz, F is equals to 50 Hz. What is the impedance of the circuit? To calculate the impedance, first we have to calculate XL and XC, first L omega, 1 into omega is 2 pi F, 2 pi into Ft is 50, that is 100 pi. 100 pi, and calculate xc 1 by c omega. C is 10 into 10 power minus 6, omega is 2 pi f, that is 100 pi. So that is 1 by 10 power minus 3 pi. 1 by 10 power minus 3 pi, that is the, so which one is more here? This is 1000 by pi. So that is 100 into pi is 3.14. So this is 314. 1000 by pi is 3.14. In these two, impedance can be written as 3.14 XL minus X impedance is equals to Z is equals to 3.14 divided by 1000 by 3.14. Let's calculate. So that is equals to approximately it is 318. So at least a 4. So that is approximately that is XC minus XL, because it is 318 minus 314. So approximately it is 4 ohms. What is the possible option given as 16th? First option 0. By 100 by 3.14. But it is 3.14 1000 divided by 3.14, that is 3.38. So the possible 5.67 is also nearest option, but it is less than 4. Okay, here this value simply, for simplified calculation, it is, this is into pi divided by pi, here also into pi divided by pi. This is 100 pi square divided by pi, this is 1000 pi divided by pi square. Oh, no use. Pi square value 10, this becomes 1000 by pi, and it is 100 pi. Same thing we can get. But the option, let us check this. Next, see here 21st question, simple way. E is equals to, given that 200 sine of 314t and I is equals to sine of 314t plus pi by 3. So ampere, the average power consumed, power is equals to what can be written as E RMS into I RMS cos phi. What is the phase difference between these two? Pi by 3. This is E naught and this is this sign, only I naught is 1. ERMS is 200 by root 2, IRMS is 1 by root 2. Because these are the E naught, ERMS is equals to E naught by root 2. So that is E naught by root 2, that is 200 by root 2, 1 by root 2, cos phi, cos 60. So 200 by 2 into 1 by 2, so that is 50 watt. Power consumed is equals to 50 watts, like this. This way to do the problems. Yes.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యా రంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.